What's going on, YouTube? It's Donnie B. All Easter Day. Happy Easter, everybody. So, a second video of the day. I know I don't always do two videos. One was a Harley riding video, so it didn't really count in my book, because what counts is what's going on right here. So, I am paying homage to a man I love. Right? This handsome devil. You've seen him. He's got the athleticism of an Olympic gold medalist. He is the badass known as Scab over at ChoirBoyz Cutlery. ChoirBoyz with a Z. ChoirBoyz Cutlery. Big old Scab sent D-Bad a gift. And oh boy, was it a gift. Holy Moses, was it a gift. Scab came through. And I'll tell you, Scab, I fucking love you, brother. I mean, you couldn't have sent something more me than this right here. And I am stoked to be bringing everybody the Condor Plan A knife designed by Julio Diaz out in El Salvador. So let's go over the specs, right? First, we have a Kydex sheath with belt loop, and I do believe it is ambidextrous. So we have the Plan A. So nice. So nice. Well, let's give you this sheath first. Let's actually show you something. Ambidextrous frog, right? That's this thing because it comes off. It's the frog. You have your belt loop that is removable. So if you wanted to mount this with some molly gear and put it on a pack, or you wanted to strap it down onto your pack, no problemo. You can take this right off and leave the frog if you want for strapping purposes. That's what this strap is for. Or you can leave it all as is. You have plenty of rivet holes for extra things like ferro rods, mag rods, things like that, strikers, or just lashing. You can take your 550 cord and just wrap it through. Boom, boom, weave it through those little holes. Boom, now you have cordage for whatever outdoor excursion you need to go on. Let us go through this some biatch right here. So, we are looking at a blade length of 9 inches, an overall length of 14.5 inches, a thickness of 5 millimeters. We have a weight of 25 ounces. We have 1075 high carbon steel. It is a polished finish with a flat grind in second bevel. And my Carta, your Carta, our Carta grips, which are so freaking lovely. Now, I did a video where I touched up on first grip and let you know what I thought of the hold. Has anything changed in my mind? No, I love this grip. Hand goes all around, fingers touch the palm, exactly how it is. My gigantic, massive mitts fit. Look at how well this thing was made for my hands. Can people complain that it's a little thin right here, a little thin right here? If you have giant hands, yeah, you might complain about that. But for me, it just adds speed. That's all it is. The swell in the rear, perfect. Holds it exactly where I need it to be. So on downswings, I have no feeling of I'm about to lose this right here. And the upper swell right here is just fantastic. The tiny little piece of guard right here. This knife is done so well, it doesn't even need it, but it's just a little extra to keep your hands from sliding and cutting your fingers off. The contouring, man alive. This thing is so nice. So, as far as the grip, I have to say that I really, really like it. Does it have some pretty hard edges right here? Yeah, but I'm not touching that, so I don't care. It does have a lanyard hole, hollow pinned lanyard hole too, not just an open hole. Done so well. I want to show you the texturing. Oh, man, that micarta is so nice. So this thing is just sweet, man. I mean, just awesome. If the Punisher was going to have a baby, this is what he would birth out. I mean, this is afterbirth Punisher's baby right here. It is sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Punisher's baby. We are going to go outside and we're going to punish whatever I can hit with it. I got some like some buildup right here from like whatever they packaged it in. So the edge is not cleaned up. And what I should do is clean it up to get this crap off. It's not bad edging. It's just like stuff on the edge. So like right, I don't know even if you could see it, but right here you can feel it. And it's not like a chunky edge. It's whatever whatever the oil or whatever that they had on there, it dried up and it gave a little chunkiness right there. So it's not the edge, but it's that. I believe in testing straight out of the box, brand new, without doing anything. So even though a normal person would first thing clean up that crap, I'm going to leave it and test it with it because I want to know how they ship it, if it's going to be able to come out of the box and be used right away. I just put myself into a choked grip with my thumb over the ramp, and oh my gosh, that is so nice. So nice. All right, so let's go out and play. All right, so here we are at the stump. Man, that's got some good bite on just a tap. Let's do a full 4-foot drop. I kind of have expectations in the balance of this knife. Now remember, I drop it 4 feet from tip to stump, not 4 feet from my hand, because then I'd have a short drop and no matter what, it would drop straight. I want a full 4 feet between the stump and the tip of the knife when I drop it. It gives it plenty of room and time for it to shift if the balance was off. So that's why I do that test, so you guys know why I do that. Do a couple hard downward throws. We'll see how the tip lives, and we'll see if any of this loosens. Oof, man. Oh, some bitch. That is sweet. That is hardcore. Let's see if we can't do a little cut through the rope here. Nylon rope. Oh, woo. So I have to tell you, it's either a super strong push cut or a push with a simple bam. And that's what got it through. Just a little saw action. I went probably an inch and it went straight through. So does it come sharp? It comes right through the nylon rope sharp. Hell yes, it does. All right. Let's get some stick work done here. Do a couple downward chops, because sometimes when you're out in the wilderness, well, you know, you got to survive. Let's get rid of some of this crap that's on the edge here. Could have used a better stick. All right, starting fresh. So basically, you're setting up your camp. You're putting up a tarp maybe for a tent. You're gonna need a couple tent spikes. Sure, why not? We're gonna make tent spikes. Oh, maybe you gotta go rabbit hunting or boar hunting or something like that. You're gonna need, this thing's cracked and dry, so this is a very bad stick. You're gonna need a spear. You're gonna need an arrow. You're gonna need anything to that, you know, anything with a point. Maybe you are worried about some nasties coming into your campsite, like some bobcats or mountain lions or coyotes or wolves, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I need to protect my camp, and at the same time, if it's the right animal, maybe even feed. If you get something coming through that you can eat, you're going to make pit spikes. And what's going to happen, this was a horrible stick. It's just breaking. What's going to happen is you're going to want to dig a little hole, put some spikes in it, cover the hole very loosely, and those pit spikes are going to not just save your life, maybe save your camp, but you can trap some game that way, even if it's just a little rabbit, something like that. You can take, here's something, like if you had a bunch of these little guys, right? And as a lot of people don't realize, field mice are huge when it comes to survival food, and you wouldn't think about it, but field mice are great for survival. If you dig a little hole and you put a bunch of these guys 2 feet down, right? Just 2 feet. Dig a little hole 2 feet down. Bam. You put a bunch of these little things right into the dirt so they stick up like this. Maybe you have a little something that you found that you know a mouse will eat. You put it down on top of some really loose stuff. You let the mouse walk onto that. Boom, they fall down. They die. You eat. It's a really, really good exchange for you, not the mouse. All right, so Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now, it's a big knife, so when I do my feather sticking, I'm going to want to control it. That's why I got my thumb on the spine. And controlling those little push cuts is going to give you really nice stuff. This little action right here with your thumb is going to control this knife so easily. Now, if I wanted to go lazy man, always works. I could just do some pulls this way against the blade, and you can see it's making the finest little curly cues, and they're all dropping right here at the base. So when I'm done, I don't have to go looking for my little curls. They're right there. And beautiful. So now what I would do is just sweep it all up into a nice little pile. Tell me if you can't get that going with a spark. That is super dry, super easy to light. Very, 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 very nice. Do a couple downwards. Oh, you hear that cracking? That's not the blade, my friends. That's the wood. Oh, look at this. That is some pressure on the tip of that knife. Do we have any bending, any warping, any oddities happening? No. Now, this is a swedged tip, not a not a sharpened swedge. It's just swedged. That is good for batoning. You're not going to jack up your batoning. It's good for penetration because this little piece right here is going to help the tip go in. But what it does, rather than sharpening, having it swedged instead of sharpened, it will save your tip as far as strength is concerned. It's going to add a little bit more meat, a little bit more strength. All will be well. Let's see if we can't dice this thing up here. Man. Whoo-wee. That is sweet. See if we can't dice up a little bigger one. Oh, my goodness. That is pretty nasty right there. That is pretty nasty. You can see why this stick was bad. It's got like the crap in the middle right there. It's not all stick all the way through. That means this is a weed. That's what this is. Let's see. Kindling? Absolutely. Kindling, no freaking problem. Look at this. This is just sweet. I'm talking, man, you take all these little fine curls that we already made and you add all this stuff. That is instant blaze. Instant blaze. And we do have a 90-degree spine, so you can throw spark. Of course, I prefer right here, this little part of the ricasso. That's where I get my spark. You got that nice edge there. That is where you're getting it done. All right, we need to chop something. Okay, so before we chop, we're going to do a test for skinning, where we take this hard nylon-y stuff right here, and oh my goodness. So I recently tested 2 other knives that couldn't do that, where it's just sharp enough without too much pressure, without having to pop it through. Just a nice glide right there. That was pretty sweet. That means the tip is nice and sharp. It's angled right. The bevels are done just beautifully. That's not rust, by the way. That's just grubby stuff from the stick. Let me yell at Roscoe. And now we chop. Now we chop. All right, so we're going to come right here. Now I got a weird angle for my back cuts, but when you have a good blade, it really doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this thing work. Right-handed. Not bad for a lefty. Look at that. Now I'm choking down, so I'm using that swell, grabbing it low, and letting the knife do the work. Just absolute swings. Now I'm not, you can see where my elbow is bending from here. I'm using the wrist here, full arm. It's better just to let the blade do the work. Man. Angles. Look at this thing go. Ooh, Plan A freaking Bowie. I don't know why they don't add the word freaking in there. When you got a knife this awesome, it's a freaking Bowie, not just a Bowie. Man, stuff just shatters. Just shatters when you hit it. This thing is comfortable. This thing is comfortable. It is nice. I think I'm a little winded. Nah, I think we're good. I think we're good. You know what? Let's speaking of good, let's get a good peekaboo on this guy right here, because this thing is awesome. Scab from ChoirBoyz Cutlery is a channel to watch. A channel to watch. And you never know. You never know with Scab, because he does some amazing giveaways. I know that because he gave away a D-Bad D-Guard Bowie, old war Bowie, the D-Guard. And I cannot believe still to this day that he gave one away, because he really wanted it. The knife he wanted to give away hadn't come in yet, so he gave one away that he was ready to keep, or wanting to keep. That's what he bought for himself. The guy is so good, he just said, screw it, I'm giving something away right now. And he gave away the one he didn't want to. Bigsby! Alright, so here's the deal. My girl, you've seen her. You've seen Shelly in some of these videos. She was raised Jehovah's Witness, so she never had things, you know, she didn't celebrate regular holidays. And today is Easter. So she had mentioned to me how she never did an Easter egg hunt in her life. So I put up 6 eggs, and they correlate with 6 prizes. So I set it up, and already Bigsby, the little white dog, little bastard over there, he already came and found one of the eggs and started running around with it. So I have to make sure that they don't steal the eggs, because you try to do something nice and try to be a little romantic, and then the dogs run away with your romance. All right, 5 yards. Oh my gosh, I hit the blade and it just bounced out. Let's try that again. Oh, it's stuck. Look at this. Look at how far it went in. This, I gotta show you. I mean, that's all the way in there. That was all the way in there. I just hit it low. Let's try again. Yeah, baby. Oh my God. That thing is burying itself. One more time. One more time. Oh, God. I don't know if you noticed, but it hit like this, which means if that's skin, that's a ripper. One more time, I said. There we go. There we go. That's exactly how I hit last time, except it stuck in. First try. All right. So, what do I think about the Plan A Bowie from Condor? I think I love it. This thing is freaking sweet. It is awesome. It works. It's fast. Talk about self-defense purposes. Woo-wee. Yeah, self-defense purposes all day long. Of course, with a blade this big, I'm giving it a tuck. I'm using that wrist. I'm using that elbow. That's where my blade hold would be, right there. That's my defense knife with this blade. And it would work. It would work. Very, very nice. So Scab, ChoirBoyz Cutlery, Megatron, I so love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Man, this thing is all me right here. This is just awesome. This is one of those ones where, you know, I look at it and I go, man, I wish I designed this, because this is totally me. This is totally, totally me. Awesome freaking blade, man. Awesome freaking blade. All right, well, that's it. It's time to go enjoy me some Easter. Bada boom, bada bing. I am Donnie B all day. Till next knife.